Perfect. Let's just give 2 or 3 more minutes to see if some more people would like to join before we start, because we had some more participants.
Socrates asked before about Big, because he's been there a few years ago, and he asked me about this year, which was very, very particular due to the conditions of COVID, of course. But I was very, very impressed. I mean, even with this circumstance. Someone has an open microphone. So I was saying that the big BPI France InnoGeneration conference was huge, even with this kind of conditions. It looked spectacular, very vibrant, lots of parallel things happening that you were trying to keep up, where to go, what to see, and it was really very impressive. And we had the chance to, I think the timing was perfect, because we had the chance to sign the MOU with BPI France, which was probably, I'll make also a short intro that this is part also, InnoAgora is part of an MOU that we signed during BPI big InnoGeneration Festival with the management, between the two management teams. So it was a very successful delegation, I would say, on our side. And we made some very useful contacts, of course. And I think this will continue. We visited the BPI France headquarters in Haussmann, in Avenue Haussmann. Exchanged some insights, some know-how. So we hope that this will continue with this kind of traction and progress in the months to come. And we are happy that we have lots of support on this project. Hi, Alexandros. And yeah, I will leave Olina to make some introductions on InnoAgora specifically, and Fanny will tell us more about, of course, they've been running this platform for many years, so she's very experienced in solving any question that you might have. So, Olina?
Yeah. My name is Olina Daskalaki. I'm going to be the community manager of InnoAgora, so I can be the liaison between the community and HTB. Whatever question you might have, or if you need any support, you can come to me, and then I will do my best to help you out. So first of all, I wanted to talk very briefly about HTB. We are the Greek Development Bank. We want to serve enterprises and their needs by offering different kinds of financial and non-financial support. On the financial support, I guess you have already heard of some of our products, but the non-financial is also a part that is very important for us, and it's the one that we are focusing more through InnoAgora. And this is the community that we have created on the universe of EuroQuity, which is a platform that BPI France has created more than 10 years ago. And at the moment, it hosts more than 16,000 companies and more than 2,400 investors. So we wanted to create a Greek community on that space, and we wanted to facilitate the connections of the Greek startups and SMEs and mid-caps with connections from within the country, but also from the French market and in general from the European and the African market, which are the main focuses of EuroQuity as well. So we have created this let's say, virtual version of the ancient Agora of Greece, where people would meet up, and it would be it is and will be a matchmaking community and a platform that enterprises and investors and supporting mechanisms are going to meet and create either different types of partnerships or investments. So this is the whole idea behind it. To achieve that, we have partnered up with some collective bodies from Greece, like SEV and SVE, and we're planning to having many more of those. So we can bring as many players as possible from the ecosystem and create many synergies and partnerships and help as much as possible on that. So I'm going to give the floor to Fanny now, and she's going to tell you even more things about EuroQuity.
Thank you so much, Olina, and thank you, Kostas, as well for your description of Big Woo. We're really glad to have you there and to be able to sign the MOU during the event. So it was very successful indeed. It's great to meet everyone here, and it's wonderful to see that there's already so many of you who are interested in the community and who have created their profile and already started to interact on the platform. So I'm Fanny Delavel. I'm the manager for Europe for EuroQuity, which is part of Bpifrance, the French innovation agency. And I will be walking you through the platform, doing a short demo of its main functionalities with a specific focus on the InnoAgora community in order to help you make your first steps on the platform. I think most of you have already created their profile, but really to help you make the most of all of its functionalities so that you can really use it to serve your business. So I am going to start sharing my screen. So a little background on the EuroQuity platform. As Olina mentioned, it was created a while ago, about 10 years ago, in fact. And at first, it was very focused on French companies. But it had so much success in building the French ecosystem and connecting it to other stakeholders outside of France that we gradually, exponentially grew outside of Europe. The main difference between EuroQuity and some of the other many online platforms that are out there is that we're not focused on a quantitative approach. We don't want to have 1 million, 2 million startups on the platform. We want to have only the best ones, the most qualified ones. And the way that we do that is that we work with qualified partners on the field who know their own local ecosystems the best, who can make their own selection of the startups that they would want to have on their community on the platform. So we create communities for each of those partners, and then they grow it by themselves, selecting only the best startups and encouraging exchanges both within those communities at the national level, but also between their communities and other communities from across Europe and increasingly Africa. So the main page, of EuroQuity, the landing page is very clear on its objectives. We're trying to help you find the right business partner to grow. By business partner, we mean both investors, actual business partners in terms of other companies that you can associate with to grow your businesses. It might also be any kind of accelerator or incubator or European Commission program or other national funding program that you can apply to. So it's really both a repository of opportunities as well as a dynamic platform for you to exchange about with different partners or investors that you wouldn't otherwise have the ability to qualify in an easy way. So looking into more depth at the platform, I will walk you.
Sorry, Fanny, just a second. I think they're having some troubles with seeing your shared screen. I can see it, but is there a problem with the rest of the participants?
Yeah.
Could you maybe
Anyone
try...
who doesn't see, Alexandre?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good.
Okay. So
There was
just
an
need
issue
some
at the
time.
beginning, probably. Okay.
Oh, it might have been a network issue. Sometimes it takes a while to load, but I'm glad everyone has it now. Great, and don't hesitate to interrupt me if you have any questions at any point. So I'll walk you through some of the main functionalities of the EuroQuity platform. So as you'll see, I'll walk you first through the typical company profile, which I think most of you have already created on the platform. So when you sign into the platform, you are asked to create a profile for your company. And the idea of the profile is that this will be the way that potential investors or other companies are going to be able to assess whether they want to get in touch with you to partner or to help you raise funds or not. So we've created it in a way that is both very easy for the startups to fill, as well as for potential partners or investors to read in 30 seconds to assess whether they want to get in touch with the company or not. So as you'll see on the main profile page, you'll have, of course, the name of the startup, a very short description of the startup, a video showcasing or a picture showcasing the main aspects or key points about the startups. Some key information on the right that enables the partner or investor to get a very quick idea about the company's turnover, its size through the number of employees, it's the business sectors, creation date, location, etc. And of course, some different sections that you can fill with the latest news from your company, so that anyone who is following your company on EuroQuity receives an update whenever you post a latest news, so that they can keep really updated with your business, as well as the list of team members. And there is a very easy functionality for people to send you a message just through here if they are interested in getting in touch with you through the platform. You'll see that there are a few different tabs on the profile of a startup, and you might have noticed that on the profiles that you might have created so far, these two tabs do not yet appear. So these are special functionalities of EuroQuity, so that startups that are either raising funds or looking for partnerships can indicate that they are, to facilitate the search of potential partners who are also looking for partnerships, or of investors who are looking to invest in startups, to localize the startups on the platform that are currently looking for funds or looking for partners to narrow their search. So if you are currently raising funds or looking for partnerships, I highly encourage you to create these tabs on your profile. Otherwise, you might miss out on opportunities as partners or investors scour the platform for potential companies to invest or partner with. So let me give you a very brief overview of the We Are Raising Funds section. One point is that I am currently on an investor profile. A company profile would not see as many detailed information about your fundraising as an investor profile would, and that's to ensure, of course, that we allow for a level of privacy, because of course we know that some startups might be in competition for funding. So for instance, all startups will be able to see that you are currently fundraising, but only investors will be able to see how much you've already fundraised and with whom you've already fundraised or raised those funds. So in the fundraising section, you'll see once you activate it on your profile that you can fill different kinds of data about how much investment you're looking for, how much you've already received, who are the investors that have already invested in the startup in that round or have indicated their intention to invest. And then you can fill in a more in-depth description of your fundraising needs. So, the response that you're providing, the business model that you have, the target market, everything that you would normally have really in a pitch deck to investors, you can have here so that any investors that looks at your profile doesn't have to download anything. They can just see it right away, right on the same page. Similar thinking for the We Are Looking for Partnerships page, which I encourage you to activate and fill if you are looking for partners, whether that's you're looking for a partner in Greece or a partner in another European or even an African country. You'll see that when you activate the We Are Looking for Partnerships tab, you can choose the type of partnerships that you are looking for, whether it's a technological partnership, an industrial partnership, or a commercial partnership. And exactly the same as the We Are Raising Funds tab, you can fill in more information about your partnership needs and what kind of startup or business partner you are looking to get in touch with, so that they can very easily get in contact with you through that tab. You also have a data room section where you can upload some files. So you can upload some files that will be available to all types of profiles on the EuroQuity platform, so both company profiles as well as investor profiles. So if you have, any summary of your business or anything that you don't mind sharing with potential competitors, you can upload it there. Any complementary information that wasn't in the main tabs of the profile. We also have what we call investor files, which only people that have an investor profile on the EuroQuity platform can access. And here you can, for instance, upload more detailed pitch deck slides or financial information about your company that you think potential investors who are looking at your profile and are interested in your profile might be interested in downloading to get more information on your startup before contacting you. So I highly recommend, again, developing, filling in your profile and the associated tabs based on your needs as fast as you can, as early as you can. The reason why is that we have a search functionality on the EuroQuity platform, which enables for anyone who's a part of the platform to look for either for potential companies to invest in if they're an investor, or for a business partner if they're a company, based on, you can see here, they are looking for investors. So only the companies that are this will only show the companies that are currently looking for investors. And they are looking for business partners, which will only show the companies that are currently looking for business partners. And right now, I have on the filter of companies that are currently looking for investors, which I can then, of course, and you're able also to do that if you're looking for a business partner, filter by sector, by country, by the community that you're interested in. For instance, we have a Blue Invest community, which is more focused on blue energy. You can also just look at the InnoAgora community here to only have the startups that are part of the InnoAgora community. And if you don't have your profile filled, this will show in the results. So, we might, you won't have a description, you won't have these tabs activated, you might not have a logo. If people click on your profile, if it's not filled up, people are not going to contact you. So this is the reason, this is one of the reasons why we highly encourage you to fill in your profile as fast as you can. Let me move on to the InnoAgora community more specifically. So as Olina mentioned, we created the InnoAgora community, or HDB created the InnoAgora community with two very specific goals of creating this Greek innovation entrepreneurial ecosystem and to facilitate exchanges between Greek stakeholders within that community, and on the other hand, to also increase exchanges between that ecosystem and other European ecosystems. So if you are on this call right now, it means that you have been invited to the InnoAgora community and you are most likely already a member. So I will walk you through a few of the functionalities. I'm sure you've already looked into the page. On the first page, of course, of the overview, you'll have a short description of the community, which tells you more about its main goals, the support services it provides, the main animators of the community, which will be, of course, HDB. On the second page, on the second tab, you have a list of all of the members of the community. And you can, again, filter by whether these companies that are on the community are looking for business partners or looking for investors. So I highly encourage you, again, to fill in your profile because, well, I hate to take an example of companies that might be here, but you can see, of course, the difference between a pretty filled profile, right, where there's a description, the team member, you know that they've received the Seal of Excellence of the European Commission, which is, again, an insurance of quality, and a company that might not have yet developed its profile fully, where you don't know as much about the company. And so, of course, I'll be more likely to click on the one that has indeed filled its profile to potentially get in touch with it. We also have another tab on the discussion feed. And as you'll see on, we have different channels. One where for more general conversations about opportunities, where HDB and Olina more specifically will be posting different opportunities for whether it's webinars that HDB will be organizing, or matchmaking sessions, or e-pitch sessions, or even other opportunities that we hear from other partners for either funding or European projects that you could participate in. They will all be posted here. So we highly encourage you to look at the discussion feed regularly in order to get updates about all of these opportunities that HDB will be posting about in the community. You also have the opportunity to add a post to the discussion. So if you are, for instance, looking for a business partner, or you have a question about something about the Greek entrepreneurial ecosystem, or finding a partner somewhere else, or even a question about the community, you can post it in the discussion feed and start a discussion with the other members of the community to get a reply, or even just to get to know each other. You know, I encourage you to maybe post about your company, adding a post to say, you know, this is who we are, this is what we do, this is what we're looking for through this community, and encourage others to do the same so that you really get to know each other. A final functionality that I want to let you know about is what Olina mentioned earlier, through the partnerships that they are creating with different ecosystem players in Greece. And so we are creating what we call labels, which are part of the community for these specific ecosystem players. So, for example, we have already created a label for SEV. And the way that it works is that these entities are able to also select the companies in their ecosystems that they deem the most high quality, the most high potential companies, to add them to the InnoAgora community directly. And so we've recently created the community. We will shortly have many more labels which will be associated with the community. And these labels will also enable you to get an idea of the types of companies that are on the platform. If you click on one of the labels that are part of the community, you can directly see the members that have been added to that specific label, giving you an idea of the kind of maybe industry that they're in, or the kind of program that they've been a part of. So we might have labels that are more geographic, some labels that are more thematic. It will help you as the community grows from, you know, the 50 members approximately that we have currently to, you know, more than 100, 200, 300 members or more, to distinguish between the different members of the community by thematic area or region or business sector. The last point I wanted to mention is that in addition to this digital platform that we have and the digital exchanges that we have on this community, HDB in cooperation with us will be organizing different events as well as matchmaking opportunities with other communities that are on the EuroQuity community, on the EuroQuity platform, so that you get to, if you are interested in that, meet qualified high potential companies from other countries, either in similar sectors than you are, or that are at similar stages of development, as well as e-pitch sessions for those of you who are looking for investors both in Greece as well as internationally to meet with pan-European investors. So the aim is to both have that ability to use the platform, both for you to coordinate and collaborate with Greek startups in this community, to also use the platform to interact with companies and potential investors across Europe and Africa through those search functionalities that I showed you earlier, where you can look for companies that are looking for business partners by country, by sector, etc., as well as associated more physical or more tailored events through these matchmaking or webinars or e-pitch sessions that will be organized by HDB. I will stop now, and I would welcome any question that any of you might have on the platform, its functionalities, or anything else related to the InnoAgora community.
Are there any questions on filling up the profile or how you can use the platform and make the most out of it?
I think also an introduction, if someone would like to introduce why she's here and what about his company, her company, it would be also nice to get to know each other. And you know, you can open your cameras and talk and you know, stand up. Alexander.
Hi everyone, my name is
Hi.
Alex. I'm a co-founder and CEO of SyncBnB. We're a channel manager and PMS for vacation rentals. We started in 2017. The company is incorporated in the United States, but we have a branch here in Athens, Greece. We've raised some funds from angel investors and from one of the Greek equity funds, Velocity Partners, back in 2018. And we're currently trying to raise our next round. So one of the reasons I'm here is the possibility of maybe finding interested investors. Besides waiting for investors to come and find us, is there something we can do to maybe find them or expedite the process or help them find us besides filling out their profiles, as you mentioned? By the way, thank you very much for the presentation. It was eye-opening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexander, and great to meet you. Yes, absolutely. So there's a few ways that the community can help you to more proactively find investors. One way is for you directly on the platform through the search functionalities to look for investors. So you'll see that if you log in, you can filter to only see investors that are currently investing in companies. And you can also filter by sector or by country to make sure that you only have in the list that investors that might be more specifically interested in your sector or in Greek companies. And then once you find an investor profile, you can message them so that to tell them about your fundraising needs. We encourage you to, be as comprehensive as possible in your first message, telling them about the company, first activating your fundraising tab as well, so that once they see your message, they can go on your profile to visit it and get all of the information. So this direct messaging functionality on the platform is the first way that I would recommend more proactively looking for investors. The second way is if you send us your interest in finding investors and fill in your EuroQuity profile with, again, the fundraising tab. And let Olina know about it. We can add it to a sort of hot deals newsletter that we send to specific investors by sector and geography every month, so that they will receive your company as part, your company profile on EuroQuity as part of the short list of hot companies of the moment that are looking for funds. So I encourage you to fill your profile and then let Olina know that you have. That way we can share your EuroQuity profile with those interested investors. The third way is that we, or HDP, I think, will be organizing e-pitching sessions in coordination with us in the coming months. And so at that point, you'll be invited, I think, through the discussion feed to signal your interest in participating. And we will make sure to invite investors that are tailored to the companies that are pitching, so that to increase the likelihood of raising funds through those.
And you have a very good track record, Fanny. I was very impressed about the rate of success rate of this kind of pitching events when you.
Yeah, we have so about 30% of the companies that pitched with us in 2020 and early 2021 have raised funds. And among those that have not yet raised funds, 70% of those that haven't yet are in discussions with investors, so are possibly going to raise funds in the coming weeks or months. So we do, because we have such a tailored process and we know the investors so well, we can really tailor to the specific needs, their specific needs, to ensure proper matchmaking and really successful connections.
One last question from me. When we send a message to an investor or whoever through the platform, does he also get an email about that, or do they have to log in to see it?
No, they do. They get an email. So they receive a notification that someone sent them a message, and so that they're more likely to look at their messaging functionality on EuroQuity.
Great. Thank you very much. Bye from me.
Alex?
Yeah, let me say hello because I have to run. So I'm Alex Eleftheriadis. I'm a partner at Big Pie Ventures, which is one of the equity funds here in Greece. We're three partners, Marcos Veremis, Aristos Oxiavis, and myself, and we specialize in very early stage technology-oriented investments.
Great, and thank you for joining. You were already in EuroQuity, I think, before.
That's right.
Okay,
not before. Yeah. No, I got an invitation from Seb.
You got
actually.
an invitation through Seb.
So I was one of the first to sign up, I think. It looked interesting. So I joined in. So thank you, guys. I think it's going to be very useful.
Socrates, I think, raised his hand.
Yes, Socrates. Just a question. First of all, I'm Socrates Plousas. I'm in. It happens that I have been in BIC events, BPI events 2 times in the past, pre-COVID. So I signed in EuroQuity, etc. So I know a little bit the tricks, but we are a fintech technology company. Actually, what we do. What I wanted to ask is that, okay, we are focusing a lot on investors, which is by far okay. I'm interested a little bit more in partners. So I wanted to check if the process is almost the same. I understand it's almost the same, but what I'm interested in, I heard something about partnerships, webinars, or stuff like that. So this question addresses both HDB and Fanny. Maybe you could share some experience. So what's going on with this part?
Yes, absolutely. So actually, as you mentioned, the same points that I mentioned for investors also apply to finding business partners. So there's, again, these 3 branches where you can do the search on the platform, specifically filtering our by companies that are looking for business partners. So those that have activated their I'm looking for a business partner tab. So the first step is I'll really encourage you again to fill in your profile and activate that I'm looking for a business partner tab so that other companies can find you. And then also, of course, to proactively look for companies through that filter, that search functionality we have on EuroQuity, looking for companies that are looking for business partners in the sector that you're in the countries that you're most interested in. So on the platform, you can do that. And then the second part is that we do have also a newsletter that we send to companies every month. So we can also include some company profiles of companies that are looking for business partners on that newsletter. So again, once you filled your profile and activated that business partnership tab, if you let Olina know, and then we can include your profile in the next newsletter, indicating that you're looking for a business partner in this or that field in this or that country. And the third step will be, of course, yes, the matchmaking webinars, which will be organized between companies. And here I'll maybe let you, Olina, tell you more about it.
So indeed, except for the e-pitchings, we're planning on having matchmaking events, and we are thinking at the moment to divide them into sectors. So depending on the interest and the sector that each company has, then we're going to try to see what is the interest from the other side and create, at the moment digitally probably, matchmaking events where companies can meet up and discuss and try to see if there can be a partnership among them. That's the main goal. Yep.
Socrates, are you fine with the answers?
Yes, more than covered. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Ms. Kukli.
Hello, good morning from my side, and thank you, Fanny, for your presentation. I'm Ioanna Kukli. I am the president of the Hellenic Biocluster, the biggest biocluster in Greece. We have a number of 70 companies in our cluster. No any questions so far. We have already shared with our members the link for the InnoAgora, and they have already started uploading some profiles. We expect to have more close collaboration with the bank in the next few days. That's one question. A number of our members are services providers in the areas of, for instance, imaging studies or preclinical studies. Is there any opportunity also for these members, I suppose?
Yes, absolutely. So when you register on EuroQuity, you're actually asked what kind of profile you want to create. And you can create a startup profile, an investor profile, or a business support organization profile. And for some of those members that you mentioned, it might actually be most relevant to create this kind of business support organization profile, which includes a subcategory of service providers. And so, yes, they are more than welcome to create this kind of profile and then to join the InnoAgora community in that way. The only point to know is that if they sign up as a business organization, as a business support organization, they will appear as such, right, in any kind of search. Which is really good if they are indeed providing services, because then it will make it easier for companies looking for such services to find them. But if they are more looking for business partners to grow, if their objective is more to grow as a startup service provider, then I would maybe encourage them to more create a startup profile. It really depends if they're looking more for clients or for growth partners or investors.
Okay, thank you.
So we will definitely have a label from HBio and try to activate it with Samatiki. Of course, we will work on it and
Yes,
we'll
sure.
move forward. Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Agriopoulos, would you like to say a few words and introduce your company?
Thank you, Mr. Kalogerakis. Nice to meet you. My name is Greg Agriopoulos. I'm the CEO and founder at Magos. We're a deep tech startup in Athens, Greece, focused in the human-computer interaction sector. Our product is a hardware and software solution, enabling the users to interact naturally with digital environments and virtual reality in specific. We have been in EuroQuity because we finalized in 2020 an acceleration program, Investor Horizon. So that's the way we connected, and we'll be happy to connect again.
Great. It's great to have you in our community, and for sure, deep tech is a sector that EuroQuity is quite strong, right, Fanny? I know there is a specific community, Le Deep Tech.
Yes.
That is quite active. So I'm sure you will find more business opportunities here, also through the community and the other communities there. So great. Any other participant that would like to say, introduce company, and you know, it's an opportunity to get to know each other, even you know, through the scope. And Fanny, do you have anything to add, or?
I think mainly just if you have any questions, you know, of course, feel free to post it in the discussion feed. But also, I know both Olina and myself are available, whether it's on filling your profile or anything else. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to developing the community further with HDB. So it's great to already have met some of you today, and I'm sure we'll meet again during some of the events which will be organized in the coming weeks and months.
We have a message also from Despina Vlahoudi. She says, "My name is Despina Vlahoudi, and I'm part of quality department of the Kourelas SA, a dairy located in Grevena, Greece. Thank you for the presentation. It was very helpful." Yeah, so how our platform may help Kourelas, say, as a dairy company?
So as a dairy company, I think if you are looking again, you know, for any kind of business partners for either equipment or potentially to grow to other locations, if you have this kind of ambitions, then the platform can help you to achieve those goals of finding these business partners. I'd have to look more specifically at the kind of dairy that you are, but it could also, you know, of course, if you're looking to expand, help you to attract investments. Maybe in your case, maybe from more specialized Greek stakeholders, because we will have, and we do have already some Greek investors joining the platform that might be interested in this specific sector of activity. So I would say, you know, really these two objectives that the other companies share also would apply to you as a dairy, just of course in a more specialized sector.
Yeah, and this applies to many other similar sectors that are in this field. And we have signed also, as part of the MOU, we have agreed that we could have potentially some co-financing between, if there is a Greek company and a French company and they collaborate, we could finance as HDB the Greek company and you as PPI the French company. So we could have this kind of cases. Thank you, Alexander. So yeah, Olina, would you like to say a few words about our future plans, more what's coming up next?
Yeah.
In some sneak previews.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, we're planning on having e-pitching events and matchmaking events. And we're also thinking of organizing different types of webinars with some of our partners, depending on the interest from the companies and the members of InnoAgora. So for sure, there are many very nice and interesting things lined up. We're very happy that we have you here today on this call, so we can tell you more about the community, and then we can see the interest from your side and see what would be more relevant in your case, so we can organize different type of events that are going to meet your standards and your requests. So for sure, we're gonna plan a lot of very nice things, and we're gonna be very open to listen to your feedback and ideas to try to implement as many as possible. So if there's no more questions or comments, I think we're done today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Fanny, for the amazing presentation.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Fanny.
Thank you,
And see you in the next calls. Yeah, in the next events. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a nice day, guys.
Bye. Bye.